they start eating that, and the virus that's in the green monkeys the monkeys would have the antibody to attack that virus. But in a human body, we don't have that. We cannot produce the antibody to attack that virus. So with our immune system would be weakened by that virus. And because of my work as a vocational rehab counselor, I have to attend a lot of seminars on disabilities, so I learned the history of the AIDS virus. And the first patient that has AIDS that came into the United States, through a research, they traced it down to one man. They called him patient number 0 because he was the starting point. He was the pilot of a Canadian pilot who often flew to Haiti. And he was a gay person. And he contracted the disease in Haiti. And because of his mobility with airplanes, he traveled all over the United States. He spread the disease around in the gay community. So when he first went to New York for treatment, they didn't know what kind of a disease he had. Then they traced to his associates who knew him, and they found out that it was him that spread the disease around. But if everybody obeyed God's law regarding food and regarding what to eat and what not to eat, we wouldn't have that terrible disease today. And there was one mention about fat also. It was used for another purpose, not for eating. It was for burning the sacrifice because of the fat. So it would be smoking up the sacrifice up to heavens. And in the Bible it says we shouldn't eat that either. And now we know fat is very bad for our system, especially animal fat.
Today, I don't know if in New York or not, but two dentists, one dentist anyhow, but it wasn't another dentist too, that was tending to the prisoners, was found to have AIDS when he died. And he's been treating the prisoners how long.
Oh.
He's a dentist. And it was said that he didn't wear gloves every time, but another doctor before that had AIDS that was from the prison. So they're notifying all the prisoners who.
Yeah, that's.
It's just terrible.
There's another thing that I often search in the Bible if anybody's found anything that's mentioned in the Bible that is relating to the drugs problem that we have now. Pastor He, do you see any mention that we could relate it to drugs, to narcotics?
The drug, that's all I know.
Just
but be filled with the Holy Spirit, that's all. Ephesians. That's all I know.
Just don't get drunk.
I know there's mention about, our body being a temple and the Holy Spirit and that kind of thing, which would seem to imply not to do harmful things that would hurt our bodies, whether it be drugs or alcohol or whatever.
Yeah, that we shouldn't use it, but I'm wondering if it was available at that time.
Oh yeah. Well, they got drunk off of wine.
I mean, other drugs like narcotics, not alcohol.
Well, opium. probably.
Of course,
Flour.
I think the principle would probably still apply.
Yeah.
I don't know that they could do it like we do. I don't think they could do it
Yeah.
like we do.
You got to realize that the drug scene, when we were going to school, like me and him and these gentlemen over here, why, cigarettes and beer was it, okay? We didn't have no problems with no drugs. They wasn't around, okay? But all this stuff, sin, you know, if you drink, you have cirrhosis of the liver and sugar diabetes. Whatever you put in your body is what comes out of your body. I mean, if you feed it drugs, your mind is going to be wobbly, see. And the same applies with alcohol. You get all them different diseases. And sin brings, like AIDS, sin brings AIDS on.
Right.
Whatever you do wrong, you
right.
can't do wrong and get by with it. It's going to catch up with you, whether it be in sickness or causing you to have a heart attack, sugar diabetes, or PCP messing up your brain and you can't remember what your name is. You know, that's brought on by sin. Everything, sin brings all that on. Right?
Right. Yeah, so in this last days of the world, we're so glad that we have the faith, that we have the Bible to base our principles on. And we can never go wrong by referring to the Bible for everything that we are in doubt. The thing that I brought out, because I feel that because of my ministry, I deal a lot of new believers, and I feel like it's my mission to reach as many people as possible. And so I have to be not only well-versed in theology, but also well-versed in whatever the non-sectarian people are saying about religion, to be able to counterbalance.
Just tonight on the news, there was a thing, I can't remember what channel, but it was about near-death experiences.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a series apparently, and they interviewed one or two people that had said, you know, they had a near-death experience, and they were dying, and they saw this bright light, and I don't know, it was positive things anyway that they said, but and so this guy is making a report about, you know, is there life after death, and what happens as you die, and it was kind of frightening really, because, you know, of course there was nothing really religious about it. I mean, they didn't say anything about heaven or hell, but they just said, you know, it seems from what people say that have had these experiences that death isn't really bad. It isn't what we really think of it as being, you know, and just different things like that. That it's kind of frightening, just because, like, even if people who commit suicide and that type of thing, you know, I think sometimes they think that death, they don't know what we know about, you know, life after death or whatever. So it was sad to me that they were reporting on this as if it were just, you know, it's a totally secular issue, and the fact that it wasn't so bad after all, which it isn't for the Christian, but people who aren't saved, you know, I think a lot of times people who commit suicide think that there's, you know, that aren't Christians, and they think there's something better to look forward to. But if they're not right with God, it isn't, you know, so that's how it was really.
Some of them in the secular world think you die like a dog. It's
Well, that's
over.
kind of what
Nothing,
they were saying.
there's nothing else. That's what they, I mean, that's what they claim, you know. I mean, you die and it's over, and they bury you, and that's it. But that ain't the way it is, you know. So that's what a lot of non-believers believe, you know.
So anyway, like you were saying, we can use the word, you know, not that everybody can believe us, but at least to show what we believe and what our faith teaches about life or anything.
And the more, I think science are discovering more in favor of the Bible than against the Bible. I feel, you know, by collecting collecting all the any evidence that I could see, and